Actress Ashley Judd is putting all the pieces in place for a run for the Senate from Kentucky to unseat the most powerful Republican member of the Senate.
One of the most powerful, yeah.
Mitch McConnell. Well, he's the leader. He's the minority leader of the Senate, right? So he's one of the most powerful members of Congress and the most powerful Republican member of the Senate. This is really good news to me. I support her decision, but it's not really cut and dry yet that she would necessarily be the right pick because she is extremely liberal for the state of Kentucky, a state that went to Mitt Romney by over 20 points in 2012. So that's a vulnerability.
And she's already facing ads by Karl Rove's super PAC, tying her in with Barack Obama and the Hollywood elite, right? So those are the two things that she's going to have the biggest problem with, is maintaining a strong message, right? Because that's what the people, the electorate in Kentucky, they like. They like straight talkers, right. Which is why Mitch McConnell has been slowly, his leads have been slowly dwindling. And of course, because you had Barack Obama on the ticket in 2008, right? That's why he won by like a very narrow margin. So a couple of things, Ashley, if you're watching, this is going to be tough because you're going up against Karl Rove and you got to be incredibly strong because he's going to throw so much mud at you. And you just got to carry your consistent message, and they're going to tie you in with Barack Obama over the next couple of years, which could be a good
as
thing.
The economy improves, as the Affordable Care Act gets implemented at the start of 2014. They'll be voting in November of 2014, so you'll have 10 months, 11 months to see that side of his policy really take shape.
Right, and she also has huge ties to the country music industry.
And the Hollywood industry to raise a lot of money.
Right.
And she's a beautiful woman, so that really helps.
And she
her,
fights for women's rights throughout the world, and especially in Africa. She's a strong proponent of protecting violence against animals, and I think people in Kentucky really have a strong appreciation for that. I think we're starting to see more and more women come out and vote, and so it would be amazing to see if Ashley Judd were to take down McConnell.
It would definitely be the race to watch, but she is vulnerable because she lives in Tennessee, right? That's where she spends most of her time. So she's not, even though she went to the University of Kentucky, she's from Kentucky.
She comes home all the time for basketball games. She leads the chants in these basketball games.
So she's got the youth potentially behind her. Obviously, they would be because she is a Democrat. So that vulnerability on the geographic issue is going to have to be something that she deals with, right? But she's already gone so far as to hire people to do opposition research on her. So she is definitely thinking about this.
And she's tweeted out a message saying, follow me on Twitter and you'll be the first to know. Whatever. Yeah. Right. So,
but then there's the other side of this, right? Is she too liberal for Kentucky? And that's what a lot of the people in the state legislature are concerned, because the Democrats control the Kentucky legislature right now. And if she's at the top of the ticket in 2014 and people perceive her as being too liberal, that could hurt down ticket candidates and they could essentially lose the state legislature. My argument to that is that if you look at some of the interviews that people have done just initially asking about her and what they view her as, you're right, she's a straight shooter. They view her as honest. They view her as an outsider, a DC outsider, as opposed to McConnell's entrenched, old boy politics club. And that is really a strength to her. People are saying, well, I know she's more liberal than me, but I hate McConnell. And so McConnell's a jackass. He doesn't really care about us anymore. He cares about McConnell and the Republican Party instead of what Kentuckians need. And so I think if she just really humanizes herself and just goes in there and grassroots campaigns, anybody who you throw against McConnell when the president just lost by over 20% is going to kind of be a Hail Mary. But why not make it a Hail Mary that has a really good chance of being caught in the end zone?